pepper. It's not hot. It's just a bell pepper.
Hello.
It's worth slopping up with a biscuit.
Slopping up.
Stopping.
Already?
That is
Yeah,
not
already.
Wrong button.
She ringing somebody.
I'm just not with it tonight between the phone and it being hot in here.
It's hot. I'm not burn up.
Oh, yeah. We got the wood stove.
just as long as I don't have another repeat. Bushcraft? No.
It ain't me.
My daughter.
All right. I'm not the only one.
Hey, we got Great Jans in here, Grace, Robert Bates, Dana B, Lori's World, and I did get to watch your video today. Finally.
Robert,
we got What Life, Ginger Ninja, yeah, Jamie's in here, Sandy. And Dig Deeper Ministries in here too.
Bigfoot.
Eat it. Well, the first bit of the live, I wanted to go over the survival seed challenge. Being I've been really busy, I've got so many requests. A lot of people already have the seeds and are already started on it. And there are still, I have to send out the seeds, but I've gotten so many that I'm going to have to go order more seeds. And I'm actually talking to the company right now, which I send a reply back, and it's like 2 to 3 days later, I get a reply back. That's why it's so slow. It'd be a lot easier if I just called them up or something, actually talk, but email's so slow sometimes. And for them to sponsor the collaboration would be great. I do have a little bit of seeds that I'll separate them out and send them out. But as long as I get them out before the middle of March would be good. And Lake here has started on hers, or you're waiting to do your herb stuff.
Right. So I got some of my herbs planted, but not from the survival challenge thing. So the survival seeds. So I still have to do those for that. But I got the Vineyard Chicks seeds all planted today.
Yeah.
I actually planted herbs
I got mine
a while ago. I don't remember when I did it. Sometime in January, beginning of probably. I don't know, middle of January. And I've already actually had to transplant them into bigger pots.
Yeah, it doesn't take long. Once they germinate, it's usually boom, boom, up pot time.
Yeah. Yep.
That's like my butter crunch lettuce. I already plant it in a bigger pot. That way I don't have it stays in that same pot. And as soon as it's ready to eat, I just snip it off, and then I have one growing at different stages. That way I constantly have lettuce if I want lettuce.
Right. Yeah. So that's what I've done is I've done some lettuce, and then I'm going to do some more. I already did the basil, and we've been picking off that basil. And then I planted more basil that's already up. It's just baby, It's just, they're just babies.
Let me ask y'all this right here. I've never planted beans before.
Just put the
The
bean in the soil.
the kidney beans and the red beans, do I need to soak them in water first before I plant them?
The kidney beans, no.
No, you just put them in like you would grow green beans. Like when we do
Yeah,
our Blue Lake bush beans, you just poke them in the soil, water.
yeah,
Okay.
water them.
Yeah, water. Just keep them watered, keep them wet.
Yeah,
Don't let
Yeah.
those ones dry out. They poke up pretty quick.
because you have to be careful with kidney beans.
Yeah.
They're actually toxic.
Yep. So don't soak those first.
Yeah, that's why from when I make chili, unless I grow them myself, I don't use kidney beans in my chili. I
It's got
use pinto beans.
grape jams. I just got my seeds today, and thank you. But it's got to the point now when I make chili beans or something like that, I use black beans. It's got to
Yeah,
where I'm not crazy about kidney beans.
the black beans are the same way. You like if you use dried beans to make a chili or something, you have to soak them and then rinse them and rinse them and rinse them and rinse them. That way,
Well,
it doesn't have any of that stuff in it. And then you start with fresh water. When you cook them, your water should be clear. If it's not, then you have to rinse them some more.
Right.
well, now I use the
Ginger.
black beans out of the can.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah, those are already been cooked.
right.
Right. Ginger ninja, they could become toxic. Like when you get your kidney bean and you soak them, you can't cook them in that water. You need to drain it, rinse them, then you can cook kidney beans. When you soak kidney beans, they actually become toxic.
Yeah, it starts with a P. I can't remember. It's a 3 mile long word that
Kind of like
they're
caffeine.
toxic. And that's the thing. It's and it could be you could do it 100 times and never get sick from it, and then there's that one time that it could be really bad.
Mm-hmm.
There's always that one time.
Yeah.
Right. Hi, Grape Gems, Grace, Dana, Bubble,
Hey, Bubble Bibble.
Miss Bubble Bibble. I like that. Yeah, we still have a lot more to plant though, Grape Gems. We still have a
Oh
far
yeah.
to go. I just got to set up the other lights, and I have to free up some windowsills, which is hard. So I'll be doing like I call it the plant shuffle. I'll be shuffling plants out from underneath the plant tank light into like the windowsills to slow some of them down. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where that little and I've only got the 3 shelves, which I can probably do another one underneath, which might not be a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
But I only have so much space, so like when my tomatoes and peppers get going, I actually have to move them out of the lights and set them by the window.
Hey guys, Bubble Bibble's a dude.
Yeah, I just now saw that. I wonder who called him a madam. I mean a ma'am.
I'm sorry, Bubble Bibble. I guess it's just, I don't know. That's not the first time I've done that. Just so you
I was
know.
going to say, everybody should be used to Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Hi, Susie D.
Oh, no, I ain't as bad here lately as I've been being.
Oh, if there's any late starters because you're waiting on things, or you just can't get any time, or you're not going to do this, and then you decide you're going to plant stuff, things like your squashes and your cucumbers, if you very delicately with a very sharp, it has to be sharp scissors because you don't want to go and bend things. You want to get a nice clean cut. But the very, very end of your squash or cucumber seed, this is for late starters, you can just barely snip that little pointy end and it'll help you get a pop of a
Oh yeah, usually the squash and cucumbers are a week and they're back up. They're sprouting to the ground,
yeah, but
especially
I
if it's
mean,
warm.
Thank you for that info.
if people are those like anxious people that
Yeah.
like gotta have something now. Or yeah, Ginger Ninja, she uses fingernail clippers. That would probably be better.
Robert Bates, he posted, "Do I have trouble in person or just with YouTube?" The way it's getting here lately, a little bit of both. You can't hardly tell no more. I put it like that.
Yeah, if anybody's interested in the herbs or the collaboration the girls are doing, you can email me. Let me see if I can find it. Right. There we go. Mr. Bushcrafty at gmail.com. And the seeds of choice, you can pick one of the seeds because I think 4 would probably be overloading it with some of these. Feverfew, wormwood, lemon balm, and hyasca. I can't even say it now. Any one of those, you could just pick one, and eventually I'll send them out.
So I
Eventually.
have a question on your end.
Yeah.
On the Bushcrafty seeds end, do you have to do all those seeds that you're doing?
No, just one.
Oh, you're just doing one of your seeds.
Yeah, I give them a choice, but
Okay.
the easiest one to do in my book, it's like you
Hibiscus.
if you can't grow this, you probably don't belong in the garden. It's lemon balm. Lemon balm is it's like crazy how much it spreads and how much it grows.
Yeah.
Does it spread like mint?
It's hyssop.
Yeah, it's a mint.
Hyssop, right?
Yeah, what I said. Hibiscus, whatever.
Oh, hibiscus? No, you won't be like up here. I have to start it in like January, and then take it outside. Why it's a bush because it gets a good size. And unfortunately, I had a tree fall on mine too, so that didn't help things.
Well, now I just got a thing through Tamu,
Tamu.
It's like 5 little houses.
Tamu.
Allie's
calling it Temu now.
But I'm thinking about ordering that right there. You get 5 little lighthouses that you plant your seeds in. You know.
Yeah. Everybody's well. I probably should have did the video because everybody asked me about it. Whenever I do my soya, I put boiling hot water in there to kill all the bugs or the eggs. I had already done that because I was wanting to get started and I still haven't got up there. I set up some more lights because I ended up getting more grow lights at Goodwill. So
you see it, grow lights.
I put more. That way I don't have to rotate them a little bit or turn the trays every once in a while. This way everything's got lights. And I use the emergency blanket around the shelving so that when the lights hit it, it reflects off of the lights and it gives them more sunlight all over the place. Or not sunlight, but the fake sunlight.
Is it possible to use one of those emergency ponchos like that to do that with?
Well, that's what it's just that silver looking
Right.
blanket. Yeah, that's in there. You can get them for like
$1,
$3. You can't get them for $1 anymore though.
No, can't get nothing for $1. Not even a 5 cent no more.
But I mean, I transferred it down into the basement because I wanted it to go in the basement because it would clear up a room upstairs. But it's just too drafty and too cold. That if I was going to do it in the basement, I'd actually have to buy a starter kit. It has a zipper on it. It's all sealed and it has a fan that sucks out the hot air and all that fancy stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Our light has a fan on it.
Yeah, I actually picked up a nice size little fan, which is fans are really good for. It's not so much cooling them off; it's just that air hitting those. It makes the stem of the plant stronger.
Now, if I set up grow light station, would I need heating pads up underneath it?
Depending on the glow lights, I was kind of just was telling somebody else earlier that the LED, if you're using LED, it uses less electricity and they don't get as hot. So if you use other ones, they get hot. So it depends. Like tomatoes and peppers need 70, 80 degrees. 78 is a perfect temperature for tomatoes and peppers.
That's a good idea. Not life.
I'll need a wood stove then.
Yeah, I got a bunch of those too, and they're good for insulation too.
I'm melting. Hey, Tennessee. Hey, OP. That's funny. Yeah, I'm melting. Like, we all actually noticed before stream that we all are wearing the same color shirt. And Bushcraft's head is floating.
Floating head.
Yeah.
His spirit has got a few wrinkles in it though. But
yeah, I've got a wild curly hair today.
Well, when some things I work on, I find it easier to use one of these things. Well, of course it's green. You can't see it.
What is it?
A hair tie, and I'll put it up in a ponytail, and then I'll fold it up and fold it up and fold it up until it's like a blob.
Just do this.
I do that, but anytime I bend down to work on something, it plops out.
Pops back out. Okay.
That can be dangerous if you're working on something that.
Another thing you can do is twist it, make a little knot in it, and then just do that. You don't need a hair tie at all.
When mine used to be long, I used to put mine up in a rubber band.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's what a wire tie is, but a wire, or not a wire tie, but a bungee.
Yes. I know, yeah.
You put a bungee cord in your beard?
No, the little bungee things.
They look round. They look like rubber bands.
But it's got cloth on the outside, so it's easier to take apart.
It's a hair tie. Yeah, they're the no pull hair ties. They're not a rubber band. It like slides right off your hair after if you need to.
Not so much a scrunchie.
No, not a scrunchie. I'll go get.
I have one, but it's green, so you can't hear. Let me turn off.
Let me go grab it.
They in chat, they're saying they're having a hard time hearing me tonight. I'll put it like this. 2 reasons. Number one is the volume. I don't know what's wrong with my volume. I've not changed it or nothing.
There, I turned you out.
And number two is, I'll put it like this. I've had a rough night last night, so I'm not hooping and hollering today.
So they look like this.
There we go.
Yeah, exactly. But the bad thing about it is, when you put them in your hair and you pull them out, you pull half your hair out with it.
No,
No,
not these.
no, you don't.
Not these ones.
Rubber bands, you do.
Yeah, these ones are like they slip right. Like I can
Okay.
put my hair up, and then I can take it and I can slide it right off.
Right. You don't do that with a rubber band. I found that out.
Oh yeah.
No.
Susie D says she still can't hear me. I mean, I'm sorry, D. Ain't nothing I can do.
That's
You're
weird.
you're loud right now.
Mhm.
Emma?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I've been watching though, and like, everyone will go. I can hear everyone but Bushcraft. Like, if you go to another screen on your phone and then like kind of go back,
Right.
like I can still like, okay, like let's say I'm just like in the chat right now, not on here, and I'm still listening to you guys, but I swipe up and go read one of my daughter's texts to me or something. And when I swipe back, everyone on panel's talking except for like Bushcraft, but his mouth is moving, but no sound is coming out like that. Yeah. So I have to get out of it and then go back in. It's a real pain in the patootie.
Yeah. A lot of times Dixie tells me my mouth is moving, but there ain't nothing but dumb stuff coming out of it.
That's different. Goodness.
Okay, now to the fun stuff, I would say.
Oh boy. Yep.
I put a video out today about the ice spike girl. I called her Ronald McDonald because that's the first thing I seen. I thought that was Ronald McDonald up there with Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Well, now, well, she
And well, she's a rapper.
I don't care what she is. Yeah, no.
The first thing I saw was, I was like, "That's not an upside down cross, is it?"
I was.
And every once in a while I glance up and they, because most of the time, if you wasn't watching the game, it was up there watching Taylor Swift act like a nut, and then they would show the whole bunch of them up there. And then, like this morning, I got up and it's all over the place with the hand signals and the different hand gestures and stuff that she was doing. And she waited until the camera was on her because the boyfriend sitting next to her was giving her cues when the camera was on her. And as soon as the camera was on, boom, she did her hand signals and then lifted up her necklace like she was choking herself. And
now, you talking about Taylor Swift doing all that, or you talking about Ronald McDonald doing all
He's
that?
talking about Dojo Cat. It's
Okay.
Dojo Cat, yeah.
no, it was Ice Spike.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, say the only thing I saw Taylor Swift doing was getting wasted.
Ice Spike, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
What a name.
And one of the things that I took from the video was a lot of people said, yeah, that's evil and this and that, but majority of the people were complaining about the football game being rigged, or I don't watch football anymore. It has nothing to do with football.
Yeah, I didn't watch
The
the
vi-
football game either last
the
night.
video, what the point of the fact is, this woman is using, well, I think she's a woman, but is using being
You-
friends with Taylor Swift and being in the spotlight to do satanic things. And whatever she was doing with her hand gestures, I don't know. But the fact that she was using that platform to do this, and now it's everywhere. I mean, it's all over the place. No matter what you look at,
It is.
Yep.
And I'm thinking Walmart, and I may be mistaken, has got a commercial out now that's got a spiral sign beside of it.
I don't know.
Yeah,
They say her name is Ice Spice.
yeah.
I thought you said I Spike.
Ice,
Yeah, I Spike.
ice spice.
ICE.
That's the way that.
Oh, I Spice. Yeah.
Okay. I thought maybe it was just her accent.
She also performed in the halftime with Usher.
Yeah.
No.
The Superb Owl. Yeah, Super Bowl. I've seen that before. I actually think I have a picture of that.
You kidding me? 2.5 million for a spot in the Super Bowl commercial.
I know it's dumb.
Well, and that goes for the other commercial. And I talked about it on Bushcrafty. I don't know if that video got out or not, but it was a video, and it said Jesus didn't, it's in something to this. Jesus didn't hate, he washed feet. And
He didn't what? What was it? I forgot. You told me earlier, but I forgot.
he didn't hate, he washed feet. And if you know, the only feet he washed was the 12 his 12 disciples.
Yeah.
Now, what everybody is interpreting from that is about, one of it's in front of an abortion clinic with a protester washing the abortion person his feet. And it goes on for different things like this. And it's being interpreted that a lot of those sins, it's okay,
Mm. I saw a commercial not long ago where there was a doctor in the hallway of a certain part in a hospital clinic doing certain things, and how him and his family, who are Christian, were struggling with things, and how the certain kind of surgery doctor that he is performs certain male female things to go the other way.
Yeah.
And he went on there to say a bunch of stuff why he now supports that. What they're doing is twisting God's word,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not okay.
They're doing that a lot. It's almost like the Chinese's version of the Bible. Some of the stuff that I've heard that it changes the Bible. It's just plain evil. And it seems like it's starting to spread out all over the place now.
Yeah.
What they're trying to do.
Well, we kind of talked about this in the back room, but it's going to come down to Judgment Day. You know, we don't like it. People, I'm going to say God-fearing people, you know, we don't like it. But what can we do about it? What, you know, like that. It's coming down to Judgment Day where they ain't but one person going to make that decision, and that's going to be God himself. And it's like I told Bushcraft, that's something that scares me more than anything right now, is standing in front of God and him saying, depart from me, I never knew you.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, that's the thing, is what everybody's getting out of that video is it's okay to, you know, keep doing the same sin over and over again. He'll forgive you.
No,
That's not the way it goes.
That's not
It's,
how it works.
if you're sitting in front of God and we'll put taking the Lord's name in vain, say you've done it over and over and over, and he says you've done it 18,202 times, and he says you never once felt bad about it. Bye.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And, you know, the hardest thing for a man to do is read instructions. The best instruction book for life is the Bible itself.
Mm-hmm. You want to hear what God says about that? In Romans 1:26-29, for this reason God gave them up to dishonorable passions, for their women exchanged natural relations for those that are contrary to nature. And the men likewise gave up natural relations with women and were consumed with passions for one another, men committing shameless acts with men and receiving in themselves a due penalty for their error. And it goes on from there. You guys could read the rest. I just read 26 and 27, and since they did not see fit to not acknowledge God, God gave them up to a debased mind to do ought not to be done. They were filled with all manner of unrighteous, evil, covetous. Is that how you say that word? Covetousness, malice. They are full of envy, murder, strife, deceit, malicious, you know, all those things. So, if you guys go and read it, God does say all those things are wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I know another thing that they like to throw in our faces is about love. They love to use that word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I seen something not too long ago. What everybody uses, there's phrases that everybody uses that's not in the Bible, that everybody gets wrong and thinks it's in the Bible. And I was like, really? I didn't, because there was a couple in there. I'm like, I hear everybody saying this. God doesn't give you more than you can handle. It's not in the Bible.
No.
There's something that kind of about that, but not those words. Now I was like, really? I thought that was in the Bible.
Well, now, two things. Number one is, if nobody has never heard this, I want y'all to listen. A preacher can preach his whole congregation straight into hell. Plain simple. And it's not just a preacher. It's a person you can follow, can do the same thing.
Yep.
And number two is Harry Chest wants to know, what are kidney beans toxic?
Only if you soak them and don't rinse them after they're done soaking. So when you soak your kidney beans, this is a raw kidney bean. So if you soak them, you have to rinse them because that water becomes toxic.
Okay.
But once you soak them and drain them, rinse them, then you put them in your fresh water to cook them. Then you're fine.
Yeah, that's somebody that is behind on the live right now.
Yeah.
So they won't hear it. They'll probably figure it out and then they'll hear it again.
But I mean, it's like I said, and I'll be the first one to admit, I don't read my Bible every day, but you need to at least what 2-3 passages, verses. Yeah. I ain't talking about a whole chapter, you know.
So if anyone's having trouble with that, I'm just going to say we'll just sum all of them up. They point out that everyone has sinned, so no one has the right to judge anyone. That's the kind of things you'll hear if you haven't already. However, verses that they usually cite are taken out of context. There is no verse in the Bible that claims God makes mistakes in giving us our specific gender and sexuality. He created each person perfect the way we are when we are born. And that's in Acts 17:26, if you guys want to read about that.
Hello, Reuben.
So I messed up today. I have a confession to make. When we were talking about this earlier today, and I went and did some research. I went and we just talked about this yesterday. Just talked about this last night about going down rabbit holes. And I was searching through the darkness of all this junk to find answers. And I told him, I'm like, I've been at this off and on all day. I really messed up. Not too many times today did I go to his word to actually say something, to see what God says about it.
New channel member. Thank you for your support.
Thank you, Autumn Leaf.
I guess y'all heard what Dixie said, huh?
No, I didn't. Was she giving me crap?
I complimented her on supper tonight. She looked at me. She said, "Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? Even though I cooked it." I think a little of me is rubbing off on her.
Yeah, grape jams. I was just researching all this stuff, and I had to stop myself. And I'm like, no wonder why I feel tired. But I mean, I wanted to know about this, and I wanted to know about what that meant, and I wanted to know what this symbol meant. So I kept going there, and I'm like, I wish I had, someone to stop me sooner. But apparently, I put myself through all that, to make me realize later, like, why am I looking at what all this means, and instead what God says about these things?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I've heard this time and time again. You may not understand what God wants you to do when you're doing it. It's going to fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes. Yeah. I had to confess to Bigfoot too. So I was like, guess what I did? And he just sat there and smiled. He's like, yep.
Yeah, I've been doing the thing where I'll thumb through the Bible and I'll stop it and then I'll open it up and start reading something, and then I'll go back and I'll read it again, and I'm like, wait a minute, and then I'll read it again and I'll start reading it over and over again. I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you find it's like little things pop out that you'll find, and you think it's you're the only one that's ever found it. Like, ooh, I wonder if anybody else thought that.
Yeah, those little nuggets you get.
Yeah.
I call them nuggets. Yeah.
Well, it seems like 2019, I had no idea about nothing of what's going on. Then I got hooked up with 101 earlier when he was really talking. Rabbit hole this, rabbit hole that, and and for some reason I found myself going down a few rabbit holes, but I didn't say nothing to nobody. And it got to the point, if I had to go to 3 sites to get my answer, I quit. Like that, because I knew it was going to be a long, long day or night before I found that answer.
Now, I talked about this last night about the face cloth, and I found the guy who I heard the story from, and it bugged me because I wanted to listen to it again, and here it is. And I know it's TikTok, but it's not the fact that it's TikTok. Listen to the message.
Have you ever sat back and thought about why Jesus, he rises from the dead? One of the first things he does is fold his face cloth. It looks like I got another Bible deeper meaning, so let's go in. John chapter 20 verse 7 says, "And the face cloth which had been on Jesus's head, not lying with the linen clothes, but folded in a place by itself." So like, why would he fold his face cloth? He rises from the dead and the first thing he does is decide to do laundry. It makes me wonder if there was a reason. Because the truth of the matter is why would they even put that in the Bible, specifically have a verse for it, if it didn't really mean anything? Well, listen to this. In Hebrew tradition, there was a servant and a master. And so whenever the master would sit down to have supper and eat, the servant would sit and wait in the distant and await for the master to finish eating. You want to know how the servant knew if the master was finished eating or not? This is good. So the master had 2 ways to let the servant know what he was getting ready to do. If the master grabbed his face cloth, his napkin, wiped his face, and then placed it right back down, that would let the servant know, hey, look, I might be getting up from the table to go do something, but I will be back. But if the master was done eating, after he got done wiping his lips, he would just toss the napkin on the table, on the food, indicating to the servant, hey, look, I'm done eating. You can come in here now. I am not coming back to the table. Oh my God. So y'all listen. Jesus literally knows Hebrew tradition, and he knows exactly who he's talking to. So there's a lot of things like this in the Bible, like there's these little indicators that sometimes us Western people might not understand because we're not of that generation or of those times. But when you dig deep into this book and you start to think the context of everything, like who was Jesus talking to? What was the reference around it? Y'all, he's literally telling everybody, I have died. 3 days later, I have rose, and I will be back. But don't miss this. When he comes back this time, he will not be a lamb. He will be the Lion of Judah. Jesus has been trying to tell us. So get yourself some Jesus and get right. This is Eric Scott with the Lions Faith Podcast. I thank each and every one of you. I love each and every one of you. Double tap that screen to like, share, and send this to somebody who may need to know a little bit more about Jesus. You guys have a blessed day. Thank you.
I never heard that before.
Yeah,
But
that is an awesome story. Or awesome.
It makes a lot of sense.
Are you going to be, sorry, hold on.
I mean, I sat there and listened to it over and over again. And I kind of told the story last night a little bit, but it sounds so much better when he says it.
Yeah.
And it's little things that you find in the Bible like that. That's like, ooh, and then once you figure it out, it's like you get goosebumps.
Yep. And then again, there's also people who can really tell a good story, and there's other people that just tells the story. That guy right there could tell a story.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dig Deeper's got a message in chat for you.
Oh, where'd it go? I don't see anything.
I'll read it. That folded napkin is a picture of Jesus coming back.
Oh,
You know how he is. The picture. Yeah.
yeah,
So, do you guys know about the ancient Galilean wedding foreshadowing?
a little bit.
Did you read it?
I heard a bit about it. And,
You did.
yeah,
You want to save that for next time and do something on that?
we could.
Okay.
We gotta have pictures though.
Oh, I'll make a whole video for you and you can just play it while we're talking about it and
Now,
pause it.
wait a minute. What's this about? I don't think I've heard nothing about that.
Oh, it's a doozy.
It is a doozy, and it's rather beautiful because Jesus did do that. You know, he spoke from where he was from, how he grew up, and how the people around him, their ways. So when he spoke to people and they wrote about him, he used things that they would understand, that in return we would understand. Yeah, parables. So things that we would understand later, but see, we didn't grow up in those times, so we would have to research things like the napkin folded up. Or a Galilee wedding, for instance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I've been doing those. There are some longer ones that I really wanted to get in there, but they're too long and I can't get them in 60 seconds. And I sound like Donald Duck and a couple of them trying to talk really fast.
Grape Jam says that truly blew their minds last night. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do something on that next time. We'll prepare it.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch Dig Deeper last night.
Oh no, this wasn't on there.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was?
No.
There's a part in there that talks about or shows a bit about the wedding part.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember his name though. I remember what he looks like, but I can't remember his name. But he has to wait.
Yep. Yeah.
No, I didn't see anything about Biden about the Super Bowl.
I don't even want to hear that name.
No.
That's got to be the biggest joke this country has ever put out.
He's just as disgusting as the Super Bowl.
You hear the last thing where he says our borders would be secure if it wasn't for Trump and the mega whatever he calls them.
I didn't watch Super Bowl period last night.
This was a few days ago, like a week ago, when he said that. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're the one that opened the borders up.
Exactly.
I mean, Trump put a wall up. You tore it down. How is that his fault? I mean that alone right there.
The man don't even know how to walk. How is he still president?
Because he has people, you
Yeah.
He's got people doing this, and Biden does what they want.
Now, if this was in another country, that country wouldn't stand for what's going on here.
Well, they think it's a joke.
I'm gonna leave it alone right there. I'm fixing to jump into something I shouldn't.
I wish Peter would ask, what do you guys have against
You reading the same thing I am.
What?
I mean, I consider it like this right here. Tonight's show is not about politics. So, and with me, I don't even want to get fired up on that. Get going on politics.
Squash grows like weeds in Texas. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And that's and I probably didn't put it out. I didn't get into it as much, but because when I first saw the video on Twitter, I immediately went down and read comments. Oh, that cross doesn't mean that, and I'm like, there is a version of the cross that, you know, Peter Simon was, because he didn't want to be crucified the same way Jesus did, so it was upside down.
Right.
He didn't think he was worthy enough.
But that Ronald McDonald girl thing, you know dang well she doesn't know about that.
Right. Right.
The way she was making signs and stuff, it wasn't.
That was
It
definitely
wasn't a good
It
way.
wasn't of God.
nowhere in God's word again does it say where your cross is upside down. Nowhere in the God's word does it say that either.
No,
No.
I've not heard it. I've not seen it.
How about the Mountain Dew commercials? Did you see this one? Oh, of course. Now I've got the problem that you've got. Hold on. Let me take that thing off.
What is it?
It's Mountain Dew.
It looks like a dragon.
Yeah, it does.
It's a girl on a dragon breathing fire. Drinking,
Yeah, that's Game of Thrones.
Drinking a Mountain Dew. And apparently the Mountain Dew, like, the bottle has also changed. I think it's like the blue or the green one.
A Baja Blast.
Yeah, something like
I
that.
bought a Mountain Dew the other day that was sugar free. I took 2 swallows out of it and tossed it.
It's actually worse than the diet stuff is actually worse than the corn syrup.
Well, see, the funny thing about it is, every time I drink something that's got saccharin in it, okay,
Well,
I
it's
get
not that.
the roof of my mouth gets a film on it. All right.
Yeah.
So I took 2 drinks of that, and kind of like it's got saccharin in it, and that's the reason I tossed it.
I forget what the sweetener's called now.
I've seen
There was commercials full of streets and full of people, and everyone's on their phones. And
not paying attention to what's going on up there.
What's in the sky, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that was going on. Apparently, there's some big event gonna take place in Paris this year. I forgot the name of the event.
What happened to everybody in Paris?
What it is, a UFO full of Bigfoots.
No, did you see the ground? There's nothing there.
Nothing. Monkey.
No.
Really?
But people just in the office, UFO ships, just, no one notices.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I'm getting to it. Meanwhile, you've got aliens watching all the people, not watching them.
Yeah.
And it says, "Hello down there."
And those people are the ones that voted for Biden.
Yeah. So it says, it was Baja Blast, because 2/11/2024, it's going to be a blast, right?
Oh.
For the Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Meanwhile, though, anybody hear about the forest fire death tolls rising in Chile? While all
And
this other stuff's going on?
isn't that where they did that parade where they had the devils and Jesus,
Yeah.
and
It
then
Yeah.
might be.
it flooded?
It might, yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
that toll rises up to like 122. Yep.
That's what you get for mocking Jesus.
Yep. You mock God, and
That's what happened. But has anybody else heard of the Panama starting to dry up now? Panama Canal?
oh, that's been a thing. It's not the canal. It's the lake by it, or the
Oh,
body of
okay.
water. Yeah, but that feeds into it. They have to pump the water in.
So
When they
shit.
have boats come through, they have to pump water in to rise one, and then it's complicated.
Cheshire.
Did you just go with it's complicated phrase?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched the video, and it was like an hour and something. How long it takes one ship to get through, and the stages that they have to do, because on one side it's below level, and then the other side it's above where the lake or the other body of water is, and they have to
Okay.
keep raising the boat up like this in every section.
Two things. Cheshire. I did not mention Biden for politics, but the picture was very, I'm going to say satanic. She says demonic.
Yeah.
And number two is Susie D. Train crash in Kansas. No details yet. Here we go with the trains again.
Yeah.
But look, Biden ain't nothing but demonic, period. I mean, you really have to do some digging in on that family. And you can see ain't none of them's hands clean.
Well, remember the speech he did with the red background and stuff.
Is that where he turned around shaking hands with invisible people?
No. This was outside, and 101 did a thing about it, because the backdrop and everything was similar to stuff that was done in Germany a while ago.
Yeah, I vaguely remember, but yeah.
There's been some evilish stuff with Biden. The little tells.
Well,
so we have news in chat, which is why I missed half of what you guys just said. I'm playing a Jeff. Congratulations, Ginger Ninja. And she says, okay, I'm about to get married, and I'm trying to find a non-traditional but similar to a wedding Jesus would have attended. I'm very interested in learning that ASAP. A Galilee wedding is kind of like what we were talking about. And I'm going to bet that you're probably not going to be interested in that.
Not unless you want a wedding a couple years
a
down
year
the road.
from now or so.
Yeah.
But just research on it. I would. Yeah.
That's kind of, and I don't. There's a lot of things that, and it's just my opinion. I'm not banging on them or anything, but Catholics. But one thing I did like about what Catholics do is, if you're going to get married, you have to take a class, and you sit down with the priest, and it's like 6 months long. And I enjoyed it. I was like, this is very interesting, because I learned a lot of stuff. And that's the, come on. Well, he's going to decide he's.
Exactly, grape jams.
Well, now, Catholics are not the only one that does that. I do know a few, I ain't gonna say a lot, but I do know a few Southern Baptist churches that do that also. You gotta take a class. Hey, Spike.
Say hi. He said hi, but nothing come out.
Uh,
He doesn't have a very good voice box. When he meows, he goes.
Aw.
he must be married. In other words, scared to say anything.
Well, he did have his manhood chopped off. So
See, and I bet she was behind that.
Well, there's always like what is it? The candle, the unity candle, and drinking from the same cup. There's all those things. I would just research and see what you would be happy with doing.
oh, we'll see.
Now, I do know this. If two people are fixing to get married and one of them's Catholic and the other one is Baptist, preacher won't marry you because you're not of the same faith.
Because you have a conflict of, yeah.
That's not true.
To me,
Because I got married.
As long as you believe in God, ain't that what it's all about to begin with?
Well, that's the thing. I don't think that's true because I went to a really Catholic church, where they did the Latin and all that stuff. And I didn't become Catholic because I didn't agree with some of the stuff.
Right.
But I still liked the people and enjoyed the sermon, and why they didn't call it that, but I enjoyed it. My wife was Catholic, and that's what we had to take classes before getting married. And I couldn't go up there, and do the bread and the wine thing because I wasn't Catholic.
That's so weird.
Daddy, now Baptist, we done the where you have to eat the biscuit. What did you say it was?
Yeah, that's the
It's breaking the bread and
yeah, that's the
it's
body of Christ, and
Right.
See, I found out.
the wine is the blood of Christ.
Well, see, I done it a couple of times before I found out the real meaning and everything. And then
Yeah,
after
you
I
can.
done it, I wouldn't do it no more.
There's certain times you can.
yes. So
But I always felt bad because I wasn't Catholic because I didn't want to do it.
Christian churches do it too.
There's the Easter time, and there's
Yep.
Ash Wednesday when they do the put the ashes on your forehead.
Yeah. No pork eating. No leavened bread.
No, I'm not thinking of
Unleavened bread.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's all meat. You can have fish, but which it seemed I always I'm a meat eater, and it was hard for me to get where I was eating salmon and other fish and stuff for Fridays. So that was one of the hardest things for me. The other stuff wasn't that hard.
Well, I'm gonna be straight up about it, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I am a meatitarian, plain simple. I'll eat meat. I'll eat steak, pork, whatever. And I know in the Old Testament it says, "Do not eat an animal with a split hoof." But the New Testament, it also says, as long as you bless it, you can eat it.
So
Now, that's not word for word, but same thing.
we're not Israel. We're not Jewish. I mean, even if we have some or all of it in us, we're not from there. We are not. And plus, Jesus came and things like that aren't like that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So you can eat what you want. You can even eat crayfish, and you can eat pork and all those
I
things.
eat crayfish.
Well, the one story that I like too was there was a woman that, you know, did stuff with another man, and before Jesus, that was, you sit out there, everybody stoned you,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh,
that's he went and wrote in the sand.
the woman of the woman at the well.
No, not the woman of the
No,
well.
it's a different time.
It's a different one.
The
Ain't
one.
dancing.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, and he
Oh.
he wrote the guy, the religious guys, whatever they were.
Well,
He
first
wrote their names in there.
Well, so first he
you.
said to the crowd that he without sin be the first to cast a stone
Yeah.
at him. And
Yeah.
they knew none of them could.
Yeah,
And I don't know, he drew a line in the sand, but no one really knows what he actually put in the sand. It never really
Exactly.
said. It never really said what he actually, other than a line, it never said what he drew or wrote.
yeah.
I mean, people can sit there. I mean, you can go with that all day long.
That's the version I heard is he that's what he believed. The guy that was telling the story said he wrote their names in there. The religious guys, whatever they were called, I forget what they're called, but he wrote their names in there, and
The Pharisees? The
Yeah.
Pharisees' names, you think?
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah.
That'd been cool to go back there and go over. What'd you write?
But you're right.
What?
Well, see, I think when we are with Christ, though, and we are with there with Jesus, I don't know. I think we're gonna just know. Don't you think? We're gonna
Yeah.
know all the stuff.
Yeah,
Well, see, the reason I think we gonna know all this stuff is because our mind and body is gonna be the same as Christ. What he knows, we should know. Now that's the way I believe. I may be wrong.
yeah. That's why I would imagine it'd be like you automatically know it all.
Yeah.
Not being that way, but
Yeah, you're
it's
not.
like, oh, it's not like you go up and ask a bunch of people questions.
Oh, 2 + 2 is 4. How about that?
Yeah. Josh says it's all conjecture. The Bible doesn't say what he wrote. Now, some people even think he drew that little fish or something. And I'm like, really? That?
Why that?
Things, like,
Yeah, and I heard that he drew a line, like
that's
proper
what I
line.
heard.
I was like, what?
Yeah, I heard that he drew a line. I've heard all kinds of stuff. No one knows except for who was there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not here no more.
And
not in the
that's
Bible.
another thing. And it sounds good, but I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I wish I could go back to them days and see that."
No, you
I'm
don't.
like, do you know how much the people of those times were treated?
No, you don't. No,
Oh
you don't.
man, that is some rough. I mean, I would like to be like invisible, like the the Scrooge guy when he goes back in time and looks at stuff. Maybe like that, but I wouldn't want to live during those days. Oh man!
If you use one word wrong, you get stoned. And look at it like this. When we say let's go get stoned today, you know what it means. But back then, if you say let's go get stoned, you ain't coming back. I mean, words back then, it's got different meanings than what they have today. Period.
And all the different rules and stuff.
Thee and they and thou and miss say one time and see what happens.
Yeah.
TH2. I think he wrote down the first dad joke. But I mean, I'm like you. I would love to go back in that time to see how it was, but yet nobody could see me.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I've always said I was born 100 years too late. You know, because when it comes to the Western days and everything, cowboys, I'd love to go back in them days. But then again, their words were different than ours. Their living was a whole lot worse than what we got now. A man today cannot keep up with a man
Oh,
150 years ago.
not
No
even
way.
50 years ago.
Yeah, well, now those people literally, they worked from sun up to sundown.
Hmm.
I don't care if you got 2 inches of snow or 10 foot of snow. They was out there working in it. Even during the Dust Bowl, they was out there working in it.
Yeah.
If you
There
don't know
are
what
people
Dust Bowl is, look it up.
that died that had pounds of dirt in their system
Yeah,
from working out in the
Dust
fields
Bowl.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Imagine of dying because you ingested too much dirt.
I think that's one of the reasons people back then didn't live as long as what they do today. They didn't really understand about a mask or nothing like that, you know.
Yeah, dust.
Chris, really? Now for a course of I can only imagine.
You can take this one, Bushcraft. I'm out. You can sing.
I'm definitely out.
that song.
I was looking at Clay B's. Yeah, I probably seen maybe 2 or 3 commercials. I seen the Jesus one, and I was like, what? And I was like, who made this? and then I watched a couple newscasts on it, and it didn't all that everybody misunderstood the message evidently, but I'm like, your message is wrong.
What? I'm gonna put it like this. You can imagine, I think I'm impatient.
Yeah, you are. You're impatient. You're very impatient.
At times.
So that times.
You know what we're talking said is let me back up. I can only imagine when that day comes. And that's when I said I'm impatient. I wanted to hurry up and get here.
Yeah, I
You
remember.
want to know the sad thing about it, bushcraft, and I'm sure Christians, well, not just Christians, but anybody that believes will agree with me. Walk into a church and sit there and watch the people and think to yourself, when the time comes, how many of these people are really going to be going to heaven? I mean, I know that's judging people, but still, I'm going to say 7, maybe 8 out of 10 people that go to church, when that judgment day comes, All of them's not going through the good side. And that's the bad thing about it. You know, that I'm sure Bigfoot or Josh would agree with me. That's where everybody needs to repent, you know, every day.
Same here.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't watch much of. I glance up and see a commercial or something, and then.
We don't even have cable to have it on, so
Well,
we
the
don't
thing is
look
that
at the highlights or nothing.
they used to the night after or the a couple days later they would have a show of all the Super Bowl commercials, and they would say which one was the best and all this, and you could watch all the commercials. I don't know if they still do that or not, but
Now, we had a local channel here that aired the Super Bowl. I think it was, what, CBS? May have been ABC.
yeah, it's CBS.
Yeah. But still, I didn't watch it. I don't care for the Super Bowl. You know, it's just too much and nothing in it, to be truthful about it. It's like what we're sitting here, it's like what y'all are sitting here talking about. Too much satanic symbol, too much stupid stuff in it. I don't care about it.
Yeah, I didn't even see whatever the halftime was.
They've taken a game where people used to have family and friends over, have food, and a get together, or even go. And they've taken a fun American game that you used to go and have fun, and they've made it a stage, a stadium, if you will, of today's time. And they've made it in a way where, like a coliseum, exactly. And they've made it in a way where they are showing what they are worshiping. They are showing it. And people, I'm not saying football players, I'm saying the people that go to these shows, they make sure that the screen is on a certain person. They make sure that they're wearing this when they show it. They make sure that, for instance, right after, what was it? Right after.
I wonder how many married men got caught on that screen.
Well, it's not about that, but like right afterwards, they got to make sure that they show the young player wearing the number 13 after previously showing that junk that we all saw earlier today.
Who was the halftime show on?
Oh, what was it?
I don't know.
I thought it was Taylor Swift from the way everybody was talking. I have no idea.
No, she was up in the booth.
Huh?
When he first started.
So
when he first started, I liked him.
There was a trio. So that's what I sent to you earlier. So there's Usher, there's Beyonce, there's Taylor Swift, and then there's that Dojo Cat.
Usher was halftime.
Right. So they told, I was listening to something earlier today, and there's something that they said to go watch. The Fall of the House of Usher. The Fall of the House of Usher. It's some kind of season 1, 2023 horror or something. And it's on Netflix.
I don't know.
I guess that explains why he was also there. If you want to get into all that stuff. It's just more evil junk. It's more
Thank you.
mass nasty evil up in your face for all the kids and everybody at home to be
lured into.
Alicia Keys was another one. Okay. Yeah, I knew Taylor. She was up there getting drunk.
Yeah. So like Watt said, like look at the circle that they were performing on. The stage was shaped in a certain way where that girl that you showed, you called her McDonald, right? Ronald McDonald.
Oh, Ronald
Yeah.
McDonald, yeah.
Those signs that she was doing and stuff and showing.
Yeah.
There's 3 different symbols that she was showing. And then this was the shape of the stage, I guess. So this was the layout of the stage. That's not
Okay.
a real picture from with everyone there. That's just taking everything away and
You got
just
the
showing
two,
the layout.
you got the 2 pillars on the end, and you got the entry door right there in the middle, which was the stage.
Well,
Think about it. Look at it like 101 would look at it. The 2
Okay.
pillars on the end.
Usher, Alicia Keys, Lil Jon,
Little
and
John,
Ludacris.
and the way
Yeah.
it's set up, right? And then
Yeah.
you got the person in the middle, right?
Now, I don't know about the others, but I know Alicia Keys is a good gospel singer. I don't know if she still is because once you're in Hollywood,
Yeah.
things happen.
Let me say something. Karen Thompson. Bucky's is not going up in Burlington. It's going up in Mebane off of one right there at the county line. Okay. I'm done.
Hey, Tony.
Oh, we got 101 up in here.
Did you want the link 101 or are you just gonna chill in the chat?
That man don't know what he wants.
Yeah, that's why I don't know if she's still because I've seen a lot of people that that were one way and then they got famous and then they flipped the script kind of way.
Mhm.
Well, look at what's her name now. I mean, when she first started, she was good.
Who?
Hell. We just got through talking about her. She's dating one of the football players.
Alicia Keys.
No. The other girl that was up there with McDonald.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor
Oh,
Swift.
Taylor Swift.
No,
Taylor
Oh.
Swift. Now,
no.
when Taylor Swift started
I
that,
never did like any of her music. It was just
I didn't
she'd
like her either.
break up with somebody, she'd sing about them.
Well, she's even made jokes about that herself.
That's the only hit she has is when she breaks up with somebody.
Yeah, she actually admitted that. So
But, I mean,
another thing they were pushing was this year is the year of the dragon. That's why they kept pushing all that stuff. Did you hear that?
No.
That's
I
one of the
thought-
reasons that the dragon, the fire-breathing dragon with a whole Baja Blast.
That's in Revelations, isn't it? The 5-headed one.
Yeah.
This is
Well,
like
it's
the year of the
not-
dragon is celebrated more in like a Chinese culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what they're going on and on and on about is that this is the year of the dragon and they're out there just celebrating all the serpent stuff. And
I thought it was the year of the monkey, or was that last year?
I don't know.
I don't know because I don't follow. I
Yeah,
don't follow all
yeah.
that. I didn't even know. So that's just something that I saw, which kind of goes back to that weird cartoon I pet goat.
Huh?
That I sent it to you today.
A cartoon.
It's not. It's more clay animated. It's been out It is like a long many years.
Oh,
It's 101, and I have actually showed it before and talked about it.
Grace,
I'm not even going to show these pictures up on your thing, but it's just pretty bad. Right down to a certain island being the same shape as the splat of Nickelodeon.
oh,
oh,
really?
Yeah, a certain island, Little St. James.
oh, that island.
It's the same shape as Nickelodeon splat.
Oh, okay. That's what it was, TH2.
It's all kind of, see the holes I went down into? And Bigfoot came
I
on.
haven't even looked at my phone though, so
Thanks to
there'll
101.
probably be
huh?
a bunch of stuff on my phone.
He was home maybe a half an hour. He came home early. He was probably sorry he did. And about a half hour later, I'm like, you know what I did? And I told you guys already what I did. I went into that, looking into this instead of going to where I was supposed to.
Are you kidding what? They said the Nickelodeon channel also broadcasted Super Bowl last night.
Well, that's what I'm talking
It's
about.
owned by the same company.
Yeah. Can I just show it? This isn't bad. The island.
Yeah.
So you've got this island, and then you've got, oh, sorry, I'm dying. I don't know what happened.
Oh, 2023 was the year of the rabbit.
And you've got your Nickelodeon symbol.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you've got, and don't forget good old SpongeBob and SquarePants. And
Oh, don't talk about SpongeBob. 101 will get mad.
Nah. Okay, so you ready for this? If all that color was different color, see all the green slime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Nickelodeon green slime? I don't know. It could be alien kind or something. I don't know.
No,
You
101 if it was Transformers.
Oh, here we go. Here you go. So it's called the Global Lunar New Year 2024.
Oh, because we got April thing coming up.
Right. So this is the global for Google.
Yeah.
The Chinese dragon, because it's the
Yeah, I've seen that.
And then, of course, everyone's going off the hook and off the handle because April 8th is the day that Taylor Swift is putting out her new album. And that's the same day of the eclipse. So, of course, there's going to be all these events and things happening. Close your eyes, people.
Exactly, Cheshire.
Yeah.
God, I wish 101 would get back into this stuff.
I do. I don't know how far you want to go into.
I don't want him to go as deep as he did.
So they had a commercial of this little boy watching the television. And all I can think of is the movie
Poltergeist.
Right?
Yep, exactly. They're here.
You want to see what he was watching? Look at these. Look at that. That's what he was watching. Look at that symbolism in there.
The heck are those things?
Some kind of star things with, look at the eyes and the springs.
Yeah, I know.
Again, that goes back to that cartoon clay thing of I Pet Goat. It's seriously evil.
I Pet Goat?
Yeah, it's evil. It's so evil. And then you ready for this? They're also wanted to put an extension out on this thing that your new celebrity bacon diet. There's a new bacon diet, people.
Hey, I'm for that.
I really wish I didn't put out the bacon video now. And of course, Verizon's all up in this, in these commercials. I mean, the whole thing with the aliens, it's all into the aliens.
See what Dig Deeper posted, right?
What did he? Oh, probably. Before poking into the darkness, probably a good idea to pray for protection. Yeah.
And
Well, I got out of there though. I stopped poking. I'm gonna get in trouble.
I like how Lake reads chat and then looks at him,
Yeah.
looks at
I
Bigfoot as she's explaining it.
I'll be back in a second.
This is a cartoon. This is I Pet Goat. And this
Oh, I pet goat.
yeah.
That's
you've
not
seen
what
it.
I thought you said.
What'd you think I
I
said?
pego.
I
I'm like trying to figure out what I pego was, and I'm like,
no,
I ain't never
I-
heard of that.
Pet Goat.
Yeah, I seen that.
Okay. All right. So then all that stuff should make a lot of sense. Okay. So remember the little kid watching the television? And you know all those little star people with all those little eyes with the little springs on them?
Yeah,
That was also an I Pet Goat.
yeah, and I did see this what Ginger Ninja was talking about.
Look at
Huh?
There's a new channel. It's called Moon Girl. And intro is our making deal. Oh. Yeah.
There's a big thing about the one where it was. I'm not even going to say it, but I love the bad person is what the kids were saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that came out a couple years ago, right?
No,
Or
it was.
just talk about
I
it.
think it was last year.
Was it last year?
Yeah, it was pretty. It wasn't that long ago. Maybe December.
It's a Disney show, though.
Yeah.
Not a movie. It's a show. So
Yeah.
this is something your kids can just come home from school and just watch over. And
Oh
over.
yeah, if you had Disney, yeah.
Yep. 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 Sick. Yeah, poor Bigfoot never watched I Pet Goat, so I had him watch it today, and he was pretty disgusted. He didn't understand all of it, but what he gathered, he was pretty disgusted. And anything I pointed out, he pretty much got up and walked away. Yep. So again, don't go poking.
Normally they have the singing in the national anthem. Who sung that this year?
Did they even sing it?
I don't know. That I didn't see that part. That's what I was kind of wondering.
Did anyone actually watch the halftime show?
It was the national anthem.
What did he said he did?
Did they play it?
Yeah, they played the national anthem. and
Oh, Reba McEntire, or whatever her name is.
It was Reba,
And what else did they play?
the Black national anthem.
The Black National Anthem. They said that they were going to do that, both. Who said
No comment.
they saying? I don't know who they are.
They did both.
What?
Yeah, we want to get rid of, want to bring everybody together, but no, let's have 20 different national anthems. Could you see Abraham Lincoln going to the Super Bowl and like,
It's
what
not.
is this?
It's not the way it was, but whatever makes everyone happy, I guess. I mean, I don't really have an issue or a problem.
It's a division though.
It is.
If you have more than one
It's
thing,
not one.
you divide it. It's
Right, right. I mean, it's like calling the national anthem the opposite of theirs. It's not. It's about everyone. Everyone.
Yeah, and if one says they don't like the other one, then you're bad against those people. or the opposite way.
Yeah. So if you come to a conclusion, what's going to happen now with, I mean, this has been going on. It's not stopping. It's just getting more.
Oh, it's getting bolder and bolder.
So what do we all do about it when we see that stuff? What do we do when it's up in our face, whether it be on the television or a commercial or in your neighborhood, your schools, your grocery stores, your churches? It's everywhere.
That's why I you know, people knock TikTok and stuff, but there are people on TikTok that are speaking out about this stuff.
Mhm.
And it's just a platform just like YouTube is. Facebook, you know, every little thing. I would rather, believe it or not have any of those and go back the way it was in the 80s and 90s. Of course, there was internet in the 90s, but it wasn't like it is now. It's like,
Truthfully, I would go slap teetotal crazy, but get rid of all the TVs.
That's right, Pat Evans. We all do blue red. I think
well, that's the thing. In the 80s, we didn't have this kind of, you know, crazy stuff for TV shows and whatnot.
we all hung out together, played together, and we all watched the same TV shows.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have black, white, red. We didn't have any of that. We just all hung out. There was not a problem. There was not a problem. But I will tell you, certain areas far away have a problem, and they would bring that problem up, but it would get fixed up here real quick.
That was the you would see it on the media. The media started getting into that back then. You know, a certain guy, which I don't agree that he got the crap beat out of him in California. That's when it all started coming around, and then we had the riots.
It was
now the two most shows to get flat that I recall coming up was All in the Family and MASH. You know, and I think Bushcraft has seen both of them. But you bring those shows back today, oh Lord, no,
See, that's the thing. They create these double standards to where it's okay for them, but it's not okay for us. Us being a certain.
I'll even say it in words. Oh, we can say it, but you can't. It's like, stop with it, because we all love you.
I don't care who you are. If you're a good person, that's good enough for me.
Right. We're all just people. If you're a good person, cool. We'll hang out. I don't care what you look like. I mean, we have to attack the show Fat Albert. We got to attack Charlie Brown, the Peanuts. We got to attack all these shows that were great growing up. And then because I'm saying it, oh, well, they were great for you, but not us. It's like, no, because I watched them.
Yeah, but if you were back then, you would have laughed and carried on with them shows. But now that you're a teenager and you don't understand those shows, that's your problem. It shouldn't be everybody's problem because you don't like the show. It's like Scooby-Doo and all these shows now are changing because they were good shows back then. All of a sudden now, oh no, you got to have this person. You got to have this person that's not a boy or a girl. It's a whatever.
Yeah, my mother said
but
that.
We were smart enough to know. We were smart enough to know half the stuff in there that they did you couldn't do.
Maybe.
like trap all them ghosts.
Yeah. Or,
And I've never seen a dog eat a 6 foot sub with one gulp.
No. And Edith is right. They did the same thing with little rascals, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but like one of my favorite characters was Buckwheat.
Yeah.
Alfalfa.
Him and Linus, was it the one that always eat the jelly peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
Who was it?
Linus, I think his name was Linus.
Oh, you're thinking of the peanuts with
No, it was Buckwheat and the guy, other little guy was with him. He always had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and he had the,
alfalfa.
jelly all over his face.
There was alfalfa. There was
the one that makes the peanut butter sandwich is now Beretta. The one that played Beretta.
Yeah.
And you also had the one in Andy Griffin, that little boy that always ate a peanut butter. Okay, in real life, that was Ron Howard's brother in real life.
Pigpen. I don't remember who ate. I got a pickle. What do you got? Wat's got a pickle. I don't know. Do you remember what his name was?
Is it a gherkin pickle?
Weezer.
Weezer.
Yeah, Linus was definitely in the peanuts.
Why have I heard that name, Weezer? I can't place who said it.
Well, it's a band. I know that.
Really?
Fried green tomatoes. Weezer.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
Weezer is a band.
Dixie just told me it was in the movie Fried Green Tomatoes.
Weezer.
Remember that old woman?
Yeah. So this is I got us. This is Weezer.
I have never heard that group called Weezer.
You might like their music.
Not if it's today's music. I don't. I quit back in the mid '80s.
It's not today's music. It's more like 90s.
Porky.
Porky.
Yeah, that's him.
Porky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another.
His role as Porky, one of the two youngest rascals with Buckwheat's best friend.
Yeah.
Who was the girl?
Darla.
Darla. Yeah, there's all kinds of jokes I grew up with too.
Yeah.
We're not going to
My
speak of them.
screen keeps twitching.
My screen's twitched a couple times too. Like, did it just blink like real quick?
Yeah.
It's
I
the
kind of like
background.
it's moving to the side a little
It's
bit.
the background.
No,
Look
it's like my whole
camera.
computer. It just goes real bright and then stops. It's really, really quick. It's almost like quicker than a blink, but I catch it every now and then. It's
You-
probably
About
like
as fast as a New York minute.
You guys have probably seen that skip in the right there.
I didn't see it. Bigfoot
You
said
know
it
what?
does it on his laptop too lately.
You know what a twinstant is, don't you? That's twice as quick as an instant.
A twinstant?
Yeah, in a twinstant, that's
Twinstant.
twice as quick as an instant.
I feel like Happy Days, you're like Weezer. Yeah, Mad Catter. Exactly. Aliens are flashing you subliminal messages. I mean, you
It
know,
wouldn't surprise me.
just look right here. Dang. What movie was that? Men in Black.
That's where all my toilet paper.
So we're just going to be aware of all these funky, evil things that are going on in the world and know that
I think we've been aware of it, but we've
Saying
just not been saying nothing.
Bring them to light. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta
I
stay
think
away from it. Bring them to light when we can,
Yeah,
and
that's what's wrong now. Ain't nobody saying nothing, and they getting away with it.
Oh, there's a lot of people talking about the Super Bowl stuff. A
And don't
lot of
get-
Yeah,
people.
we're
you're
not.
right.
We're
It
not.
may
Supposed,
be- Go ahead, Mike.
we're not supposed to get in arguments with people. Like, we're not supposed to get into arguments. So refrain from that. I know that's hard.
That's hard for a married couple to do.
We don't
Yeah.
do that.
Exactly.
That's the same thing right there.
What, Mary? You know the do you know the biggest problem with a divorce? Marriage.
What?
It's supposed to have been a joke, but I said it wrong.
I don't know, but Bigfoot's out there laughing. So
He got it.
he knows, I guess. He's about to take a nap.
He's going to take a nap.
I know, and it's only 8:47.
Bigfoot will explain it later.
Oy.
It was Porky's guy, the one with.
Well, we don't really fight, so that's good.
5 things.
Y'all say Porky, I think of that great big old hefty
Are you
dude
talking about Porky movie?
that played in
Porky.
Let's see.
No. Jelly sandwich.
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 Sandwich
Yeah.
is good.
Sandwich. Spell it right, Cheshire. It's sandwich.
Well, Cheshire's from here, but I think she knows how to speak English now. Better. I think it's Ireland or Scotland.
But I will tell you what, you eat enough of them jelly sandwiches and you will be Porky. Wait a minute. Hold on. Grace Johnson. Cream cheese and jelly sandwiches.
Those
were
are
the
good.
best.
Hey, when I was growing up, I love strawberry jelly, strawberry jam, but there
Oh, I
was
love-
something about a butter and grape jelly sandwich that was so good. And again, sandwich.
Oh, yeah. I used to have
butter and what's that black?
Butter and grape jelly.
no peanut butter and mayonnaise.
Oh, all the boys I went to school with ate those. Ugh.
I made a few of them.
I think it's a boy thing.
It tastes like bologna.
What is that syrup? That black syrup we got in there. Not K-Row, but the other.
Molasses.
Yes. Chop it, mash you some butter and molasses together. And
Oh,
throw
it's
it in.
peanut butter and syrup together. Yeah.
Not
Right,
peanut butter.
Caramel.
Butter. Butter.
Y'all ever heard of buttered chicken in a jar?
Butter. Yeah. No.
I saw it on commercial.
You need to quit watching
And
TV.
buttered chicken.
Butter
and-
chicken in a jar.
Hey, Peanut. What? Butter and chicken in a jar.
It's buttered chicken and it's in a jar. It's on commercial on TV.
It's on
where I
commercial.
saw it.
Huh.
What?
So
Buttered
it's
Another thing I used to, because what, most of my food was condiments in the refrigerator. So I would get a can of pork and beans and mix mayonnaise with it, and it was pretty good. Because you get tired of eating just regular pork and beans.
Can of pork and beans and honey's pretty good.
oh man.
Never had any honey, so
It's pretty good.
that was the rich folks that had the honey.
I did mayonnaise and lettuce sandwiches.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
How about cucumber sandwiches?
Cucumber sandwiches. I had many days with my grandma and my great grandma.
Yeah, I love them things.
Yep, right out of the garden.
Yep. Well, my problem is if I picked at a garden, they was lucky if they made it in the house.
And we did it again.
What'd we do? Talked about food. Well, it is 8:51.
Almost made it all the way through, and Jeff had to ruin it.
It is
Whoa, y'all was talking about this before I got back.
No.
Yeah.
No, I brought up that kid ate peanut butter sandwiches, and then you had to bring up, oh, I used to eat this sandwich, and I used to eat that sandwich.
But it's your fault because you said peanut butter.
No, I didn't talk about eating. I just talked about the kid with the sandwich.
But that ain't what you said. You said we're talking about food again.
No, you talked about food. I was talking about the kid.
No, you need to back this stream up. You started it before I did this time.
Okay,
No.
Statler and Walter. But I'm sorry to say it. It all started with a peanut butter jelly time.
Peanut butter jelly and a cucumber sandwich.
Bigfoot swears by a bowl of chili and a peanut butter sandwich.
Hey, that works.
Mhm.
Let's see, bowl of chili and a cucumber sandwich, or
Sometimes
a lettuce sandwich.
I remember I was just happy with the bread and butter.
Well,
And I would, if I get lucky, get sugar and cinnamon on it too.
you know what kind of, why I say sandwich? Because I grew up with sandwiches because I grew up on the beach. So I always had a sandwich. Sandwich. You get it? All with turkey. And then, oh yeah, every turkey sandwich I had sand in it.
It's sand in it.
What? It was so funny. They all had sand in my sandwiches.
What do I think Biden's favorite food is besides ice cream? Crow pie.
It's probably yogurt. Only
It
thing
ain't
you can eat.
Ginger Ninja, a bowl of chili beans with homemade slaw right in the middle.
Exactly, Bubba. When you make them,
Yeah. I don't care. You go to the sand. When you come back and take a shower, there is sands and cracks you did not know you had.
yeah. Because when my mom worked, she used to pay the lifeguard to watch my brother and I so she could nap on the beach. And we would have sand in our sandwiches, though, because my brother and I had to make
You guys take a shower when you leave?
We didn't have salt water. No, in our sandwiches. You get it? Sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking. Jeff said
Not
every
at
time he
the beach.
left, he
Not at the
had
beach where I
sand in
went.
his cracks.
We don't have showers at our beaches. You just find a water lake and you just get in. There's no bathrooms. There's no nothing. It's just.
Yeah, if you had to go to the bathroom, you went into the ocean.
You went into the woods.
There wasn't no woods.
If you were lucky, you'd find one of those his and her toilets, where the tree broke just right and it was hollow and you could kind of sit on it.
Bushcraft, what's the name? Give me some name brand of hot dogs.
Nathan's, Oscar.
Nathan's. That's it. That's what I was looking for. Karen Thompson wants to know what's the best red hot dogs to get. Truthfully, I wouldn't get no red hot dogs.
The ones you make yourself.
They're deli dogs, usually, like a deli dog, and they all come in like their natural casing and a big, huge string. I call them snappy dogs because when you break them, they snap.
Be truthful about it. I made some food from let's say a gas station, so to speak, that has great
what?
great GREAT or GRE good food.
GREAT.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Oh,
Great. GREAT.
shrimp, hot dogs. I've never heard of them. What?
That's for putting me backstage.
it took you that long?
What? Took me
Why?
that.
I missed it.
Oh, I was giggling reading chat and thinking about doing whether I wanted to do it or not. I still don't get why I went backstage. It's dirty back there. There's seeds and dirt everywhere. And grow lights.
I don't think nobody's been backstage in Bushcraft's family.
Oh.
You know,
Yeah, you were back there a couple times, and 101 was.
shit, I put 101 in my backstage quite a few times. We should have. Hey, 101, you want to come up on mine Wednesday? My backstage needs to be dusted.
I think that Bushcraft has a girl to do that. I think she might be AI, but
Really? Do you never mind. Dick's sitting right here. I better hush up.
Behave yourself, Joe.
I was.
That's right.
That's why I shut up.
you didn't think I was saying, oh.
I wish Dixie would say, oh. She says, what?
What?
See?
Shut up.
See?
Be quiet.
Case closed.
You want a good red hot dog? Get a chorizo. A little spice do you good.
Grace, I spreaded some more dust back there.
Well, it's that time.
Try Polish sausage.
Well, no, it's that time to head on over to the Vineyard Chicks.
Yeah.
They got some good music tonight.
I'm surprised Dixie ain't already got them fired up.
Maybe it'll wake Bigfoot up.
They are going to be singing TNT.
Dynamite?
Yeah.
Now, which one is it that likes AC/DC?
Everybody. The music.
Everybody loves AC/DC.
Be strong, be a
If by Bread, King of the Road. We got Make Your Own Kind of Music, God's Country,
Bunky said.
Here You Come Again, Tonight, Zombie,
Josh loves that song.
Keep Your Hands to Yourself,
Let's call him and wake him up.
Whatever, and Believer.
Keep your hands to yourself. Yep. I used to like that song.
Hey, Vineyard Chicks are going live and they're going to play AC/DC and God's Country. Are you up?
That's almost as good as.
I called him, even though I'm right here.
But we will be back Wednesday over at Jeff's channel.
Should be if everything goes good. I'll be up and going.
I'll be back Friday, hopefully. I don't have anything planned for Tuesday or tomorrow for a live or a guest, but maybe I'm going to actually ask Lucas Black. He gave me a hat, so he might actually come up on my live.
Well, I'll tell you what, if something happens, Bushcraft, you go live in my place Wednesday night.
Well, let's hope nothing happens to it.
Well, I'm hoping, but
Well, you're not supposed to think that way.
I know I
You
ain't
always
supposed.
think positive.
But anyway, next subject.
It is time for it to end the stream.
Yes. Out.
Yes,
We will see you Wednesday, and we'll see you over at the Vineyard Techs.
That's it. Adios. When it's not